This is not going to be an easy victory, but I want you to know that we're prepared for war. And if a war, a war!
March, we are march, 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 we are march, march, march.
If you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yeah, so whether or not you want to believe it, we see the PMP there come out with a new logo, Blood and Fire, Comrade, March into Victory. But most people have seen this advertisement, in their various regular, the PMP blood and violence. Although they must say violence, but blood and fire, they didn't come on to start the political killings. Most people don't understand that, You have seen the video with the little woman, with a little, in Jamaica would have said midget or, yeah, so, that midget finger them, you understand? Yeah, so she's out there declare war. Up to now, we haven't seen Mark Golding at the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization come out and denounce it. We don't see not even Steve McGregor, the former police officer, that people have the amount of respect for, out there celebrating or denouncing what this woman has said. The straight silence. So that means, silence is complicity. We know that, you understand? So that is what happened with these, with people that you think that them have a certain standard, but when you realize now them don't really have any, because when you say them don't have none, because it's just simple and it's just heartbreaking of what we are seeing happening in our own little country, our island, Jamaica, where we love so much, to see where violence about to, take over the land. So when you hear the chilling chant, blood and fire, comrade marching on to victory, it may sound at first like nothing more than rose in a political slogan meant to motivate party loyalists. Yes. But behind these words lies a dark and dangerous connotation, a coded message steeped in violence, bloodshed, and a history of political assassinations in Jamaica. The phrase itself is deliberately provocative. Blood, the lifeblood of victims, spilled on the streets, symbolic of the human cost of political greed and tribalism. So that is what the PMP meant. They want to take the blood of the opposition, as what they have done. In 1976, 1980, the reason why the PMP has chosen the color red represent communism and red represent blood, death, destruction. That is what they are all about. The PMP is never about make people life better. It's all about to bring tyranny, violence, tribalism. It implies sacrifice, but in the contents of Jamaican political history, it has come with the willingness to kill or die for the party. Yeah, a Jamaican colonialism, a rallying cry meaning right here, right now, indicating readiness and presence. So that means about if the more your presence now start kill labor rights and who subscribe to the PMP ideology. Comrade, the term the People's National LGBTQ plus criminal organization used it for its members and supporters, which originally suggested solidarity, but has over the decades become synonymous with blind loyalty to the party, even in face of wrongdoing. Marching on to victory, an aggressive assertion that no matter the cost, no matter the destruction, no matter how much blood is shed, they will seize power. When put together, blood and fire, comrade marching on to victory is not just a chant of encouragement. It is a dangerous battle cry, carrying the implicit message, spill blood if you must say, stay here in the fight and crush all opposition for the sake of the party's victory. This is the unspoken message the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization is sending to their enforcers and gunmen in the garrisons and inner city strongholds. The time has come. Start the political killings as soon as possible. Remove anyone who stands in our way, whether they are JLP supporters, innocent residents caught in the crossfires, or even dissenters within our ranks. March forward, comrade. Victory is all that matters. It is a critical that the public recognize the gravity of these words. This phrase is not harmless rhetoric. It is a direct incitement to violence wrapped in the language of party loyalty and a revolution. In Jamaica's history, these chants have often preceded periods of intense violence, where young men are armed, sent into rival communities, and left to slaughter each other in the name of political victory, while the architects of this bloodshed sit in their comfortable office and home untouched. It is therefore no exaggeration to say that when you hear blood and fire, comrade marching on to victory, you are hearing a declaration of war against peace, decency against democracy. It's a rallying cry for gunmen to take up their arms and remind the nation that for some, the love of party outweighs the love of life itself. So let us call it what it truly is. A coded order for political murders to resume a glorification of violence and lawlessness, a betrayal of the Jamaican people and their rights to live without fear. The Jamaican public must reject this barbaric mindset and hold accountable those who incite others to spill blood in the name. No party, no comrade. It's worth the lives of our youth or the destruction of our communities. So, now, we have to listen to the videos, reminding you of how them declare them war. You're going to see a man putting up a orange flag. This is what they did in the 1980s. When they put up them red flag, that means dear terror. The flag itself, it's like represent war. A man, just like how you've seen Ukraine win back a piece of them land and put up them Ukraine flag. So this is what the PMP is doing right now. So you watch, you listen, and you decide. And then we come up and we'll just wrap up. we said before and we say again, you know, over here says that a sensational video. Everything that you get over here is educational. So the orange flags and light poles, the PMP LGBTQ post criminal organization declaration of war. Whether or not you want to believe it, that is war. Them carving out them place and them say I fit them place this. So who want to come there, you come at your own risk. Because that's what them use back in the days, you know, where them used to where them write up all of them sign, where them say, boy, this is PMP zone, all labor right keep out or be killed. 1980 that, you know. PMP them not gonna tell you that. We have so many things to tell you about them because not only we're talking from memory, because we experience it, we live it. So we are telling you what happened then. Them can't stop we from telling you the truth, you know. Because others not gonna tell you because they're afraid. Or some of them don't know, but we know, so we can talk from memory because we have experienced it. This is our life, I don't know guy life that are our. So we can't tell you what we have seen, witnessed, and heard during our time growing up in Jamaica, in the belly of the beast, where criminality has been normalized and criminals put on a pedestal to become a role model. Now that you have watched a man climb a Jamaica public service JPS light pole to nail an orange flag while dressed proudly in PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization regular, you must understand the deeper message he's sending. This is not merely an act of political enthusiasm or armless partisanship. It is a calculated and coded declaration of war. In the Jamaican context, particularly since political violence in 1970, right up to from 1976 to 1980, Michael Manley did it, you know, not the labor right. The use of flags and colours to mark spaces have been a sinister way to signal control, to intimidate opponents and to claim communities as territory. That man climbing the pole was not simply hanging a flag, he was planting a marker telling everyone in the era, this is PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization turf, enter at your own risk, all who oppose us are enemies. This act carries chilling historical echoes. Every time the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization senses that its grip to power is slipping, it reverts to one thing it knows best, violence. In the 1980s, as defeat loomed, they unleashed their gunmen, blood ran in the streets, and innocent people paid the price, all in the name of maintaining political control. They lost the election decisively because the Jamaican people did not want the violence. At the time, the JLP government won 51 out of the 60 seats. 51. So now we can do 63 out of 63 and show them, lock them out of the system to show them we don't want nothing to do with them. But that is us wishful thinking on our part. Although we say it already, if Jamaica wants to become a republic and become a part of the United States of America, you don't. Because most Jamaican, they don't want to go England or Canada or America, everybody want to come. Because America is where it's at. So if you want to become an American citizen, make sure all of the Jamaica Labour Party candidate them win 63. So them can do the necessary to turn Jamaica in a part of the American experiment. And then America that get out China, because that is America's goal, you know. Forget out China, because whether or not you want to believe it, if we not get out China in 20 years, Jamaica will become a Chinese colony. We will have a Chinese prime minister, and then with democracy done. Because China, the Chinese are control the police force, the Chinese are control the military, and them are control key parts of the government. Because the one thing with the Chinese, you know, them stay like black people, you know, we have gangs, you know. Them use education. So why it's you'll never see a Chinese gang in a Jamaica. A Chinese gang, an Indian gang, them think Indian gang, a white gang, or any other gang except black gang. Only thing that black people of Jamaica are gang. Destructive thing for kill them one another. And them that's all them love. Gang. Killing. So the orange flag is not just a piece of cloth fluttering in the wind. It's a symbol of ownership over public space. A visual warning to those who might dare to support the opposing party. It draws artificial boundaries that divides Jamaicans, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and politically. And let us not forget, the light pole on the streets belongs to the public. They are not owned by any party.
Prepared for war, and if a war, a war.
March, we are march, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on in progress.
Victory, but I want you to know that we're prepared for war, and if a war, a war.
March, we are march, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on in progress. Time goes.
This is not going to be an easy victory, but I want you to know that we're prepared for war, and if a war, a war.
March, we are march, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on in progress. Time goes.
By any Dan or by any gang. They are property of the Jamaican people, maintained by their taxes and meant to serve everyone. When a partisan flag is hoisted on public infrastructure, it's an act of defiance against the idea of a united Jamaica. It says we care more about party than people. So I tell you all the time, say, people who support the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, they have never seen themselves as Jamaicans. They have always seen themselves as PNP. I tell you that all the time. So when I talk, people think, say, boy, I'm just attack because I don't like them. Well, in reality, I can't. Or if you like, you cannot like somebody who promote violence, period, and and believe that killing others, it's honorable. No, I don't believe in that. You understand? So I don't support violence. Anytime I use violence, I must say self-defense. You understand? So we know that's how a PNP party is all about: divide, conquer and rule. Create hatred, make you hate your brothers and sisters. Therefore, the government of Jamaica has a moral and constitutional duty to remove these orange flags and any political flags from public spaces. To leave them up is to allow the continuous psychological terrorism and tribalism that has plagued Jamaica for decades. Jamaica should have long outgrown this kind of backward destructive politics. The politics of colors, of artificial boundaries, of fear. We are one people. Orange, green, black, white, yellow, blue. None of it matter. When we bleed the same blood and share the same soil. All of us coming from slavery, our ancestors. The sight of a man risking his life to scale a light post just to nail an orange flag should not fill you with admiration for his loyalty. It should fill you with sorrow and alarm. And we pray, the only thing we sorry say never get electrocuted. That would be such a nice thing. It's a pity he didn't get electrocuted, yeah man. And we see him, in a flames right through his body. And it shows how deeply brainwashed some have become, willing to endanger themselves and others in service of a party that in turn exploit them. So we must demand better. We must reject the flags of division. We must reclaim our public spaces for all Jamaicans, not just for our party enforcers and their coded threats. Let us teach our children that their communities are not battlefields and that their streets and light poles are not gang territory, and that their neighbors, no matter what party they support, are their brothers and sisters. Jamaica is bigger than orange or green. We see Mark Gold in them start wear red because them expect blood for run. It's a time to tear down these false banners and raise instead black, green and gold. The only flag that truly represents us all, Jamaica. So we say choose Jamaica. That's why we say vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. And we beg the people them say wake up. Jamaicans wake up. The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization is back with the Michael Manley playbook, led by a British-born white man, Mark Gummerbeer Golding. This is what we're up against, you know, people. You understand? Michael Manley playbook all over, whether or not you want to believe it. So to those that say, oh boy, Michael Manley dead. No, but his legacy live on. Fellow Jamaicans, open your eyes. What you are witnessing today is nothing new. It's a return of the dangerous Michael Manley playbook of the 1970s, resurrected by the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization under the leadership of none other than Mark Gummerbeer Golding, a big belly white man from Britain. Think about it. This man, Mark Gummerbeer Golding, is not even a Jamaican by birth. Yet he can lead the party and become Prime Minister of this country without ever having to give up his British citizenship, his privilege, or his connection to the very monarch we are forced to bow to. Meanwhile, we, the descendants of slaves, of enslaved Africans who built this land with our blood, sweat and tears, still need a visa to set foot in Britain. How does that make sense? And we still have them people that say are them at the head of the country. Because this big bill of white man along with the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, and decide to say, oh, we don't go with UNO, you know. We are stay with the monarch. We are in another republic. So now the people have to talk. How does that make sense? We need visa to go to Britain. This is like having a father. Britain is whether your father or your mother, you want to call it, and you need a visa to go look for your mother and father, because your mother and your father don't want you to come, because of them putting that part in them immigration law. One time all you need was a Jamaican passport for go there. And you know the Jamaican them import the culture that Michael Manley imparted to them to Canada, to England, and then now it's the same PMP them mash up. Why Jamaican people I forget visa for go to England. Just look, there's a crew called the British Link Up Crew that was led by Owen Rifle Clark. Yeah man, a man that I know personally from my youth, from my 10. And them go to England go mash it up on them thing there. My old brigadista too. So at them cause it a PMP that you know, anywhere them go, you know, them destroy anything where them touching a problem. Anywhere them go. So meanwhile the descendant of enslaved, we need visa for go to England. How does that make sense? How can a black nation allow itself to be ruled by someone who symbolizes the very system that oppressed, exploited and humiliated us for centuries? How can we expect a white man who enjoys all the benefits of whiteness and the British monarchy to liberate black people from the oppression created by white men in the first place? That's a black people fool in a Jamaica. They expect a white man to liberate black people from white man oppression. The last white man who come to Jamaica come to that, Michael Manley, his legacy live on right now. Make we hate each other because of party, and this man him come and him reignited. We're going to tell you how we lead up to the presidency or party. Because the man commit all murder, you know, amount of murder this man commit in our country. You understand? But hopefully, maybe God can strike him and give him a heart attack and send him a departure loan, because yeah, we can't tell you this. One thing we know with black people, the labor them I would never want that. We don't want no harm come to nobody. We believe in a peace. People must choose what they want to do. But we believe in a divine intervention at times. So you have now seen Mark Golding and his PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization have already started to show their true colors. Sowing division, stirring up tribalism and signaling violence. Just as Michael Manley did decades ago when he plunged Jamaica into chaos. It is time for Jamaicans to wake up to this hypocrisy and reclaim our destiny. We must reject this recycled playbook of oppression disguised as progress. We must reject the idea that our liberation can come from a white man with British allegiance. That is just madness, stupidity at best. And you see white people, them know so this man born in England and them willing to kill them black brothers and sisters for a white man. We must reject the decoded violence and political terrorism that have held our nation hostage for far too long. And most importantly, we must act. We must elect every single GLP member of parliament so we can finally write our constitution, become a republic, one that truly reflects us as a sovereign black nation, not as a subject of a foreign crown. We must break the chains of the British monarchy once and for all and stop begging for permission to visit a land that stole so much from us. Jamaica is for Jamaicans, not for British elites, not for those who cling to the colonial privilege. If you truly believe in freedom, in black dignity, and in the future of your children, then you cannot, in good conscience, express yourself as a PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporter and expect a white man to save black people from the very system white men created and still benefit from. I'm just dummy believe them thing there. The time has come to stand up and say, no more. Jamaica belongs to us and we will no longer be ruled, directly or indirectly, by Britain or its loyal servants. Let us unite. Reject the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Recycle oppression and vote decisively for the future, where we are all truly free from these people. You know that the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, they are the enemies of Jamaican people, whether or not you want to be every one of them. Because once you tell black people to kill each other, for you to get power, you know love way. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.